Every fan knows that the NFL offseason can feel like a silent, nerve-wracking storm just before the chaos of training camp and preseason picks up. The Chicago Bears have set the stage for an electrifying season full of hopes and fears intertwined, with memories of legendary teams. But with each victory we wonder, how close are the Bears to grasping that elusive Lombardi trophy? With the recent disappointments from rivals like the Buffalo Bills, the questions only multiply. What if this is the season we see the Bears become the powerhouse we've always believed they could be? Could strategic moves put us back in the hunt for not just playoff contention, but the Super Bowl? In today's episode of Bears News Fan Report, we delve into the pressing urgency that surrounds Bears Nation right now. As rosters begin to finalize and teams assess which players are truly part of their future, whispers and rumors gain momentum. We know the Bears have their eyes set on making the right moves ahead of the regular season, with the Bills struggling immensely against our own Bears in their recent preseason encounter. The rivals may be questioning their roster choices, and it opens the door for opportunities, not just for them, but for us. This brings us to a poignant moment in NFL history where trade rumors can shift the tide of a team's fate. Some believe a superstar might be just a transaction away. The stakes are incredibly high this time of year, as injuries and inefficiencies shape conversations around potential trades. Failure or success hangs in the balance. This could be a pivotal moment for the Bears. Are there hidden gems lurking within the rosters of struggling teams that can elevate Chicago right into championship contention? This is Bears News Fan Report, your go-to source for everything. Chicago Bears. If you're as fueled by the excitement of what's happening in the NFL as we are, make sure to tap that subscribe button and ring the bell, because you won't want to miss a second of this ride. Now, let's dive into the latest. Buzz coming from our frenemies over in Buffalo. The Bills are likely to make some tough choices. Following their catastrophic 38-0 loss to the Bears, their future looks bleaker, and the ripple effects can certainly have implications for us. Among the players that might find themselves on the trade list are names that could pique the interest of Bears management. First up, we have Mike White, the quarterback whose performance in that disastrous game against us effectively sealed his fate within that competition for a backup role. While some may argue that his play raises red flags, we shouldn't overlook that he carries valuable experience. For teams in need of depth behind center, Mike could be a trade target. If he's sent packing and finds a home with a quarterback-needy franchise, it's an endorsement of how competitive playoffs are shaping up. And shouldn't we consider if he might fit into our plans as a backup too? But let's not stop there. Another player potentially on the move could be Curtis Samuel, the versatile wide receiver. Despite his early season promise with the Bills, depth at the receiver position could leave him battling just to make the roster. Given the plethora of young and talented wideouts available, there's a chance Samuel could slip through the cracks, and trading him would free up significant cap space for Buffalo. But if he were to land in Chicago, imagine that versatility. Added to our receiving core, could he provide the spark we need, especially in trick play situations or goal line stands? Lastly, let's talk about Frank Gore Jr. The son of the legendary Frank Gore finds himself in a tricky situation. With significant depth in the Buffalo backfield, he's not expected to make the cut. Yet, his skill set suggests that he could be a valuable asset in the league, ready to bring fresh energy to someone's roster. If Ryan Poles sees the potential for Gore Jr. to flourish within our Bears system, it might just be the perfect addition to escalate our running game. Each of these players has intriguing value for Chicago, but we need to ask ourselves, what deal gets done? Will the Bears take advantage of the Bills' desperation, or will Buffalo capitulate and keep potential trade chips when they need them? With every possible trade, there are consequences reverberating throughout the league, especially as we gear up for what lies ahead this season. The choices made in the next few weeks could determine success failure, and the lasting legacy of both franchises. If the Bears swoop in, what might change for our offense? What risks are worth taking as we look to finally make a significant playoff run? Stay tuned, Bears fans, because as always, the future is shrouded in uncertainty, and we'll be here, following the story every step of the way. What's clear is that every decision made now could redefine the expectations for the Bears, so keep your eyes peeled for updates. Remember, here at Bears News Fan Report, we're dedicated to bringing you the most thrilling and immediate coverage of these incredible shifts. What if this is only the beginning of a seismic shift that could redefine our beloved Chicago Bears for years to come? The urgency sits heavy in the air as we wait for the dust to settle on trades that could suddenly turn the tables in our favor. We're talking about high-stakes decisions that could fracture locker rooms or send rival franchises into a tailspin as they scramble to make sense of the chaos. Every move is critical. Every choice carries weight as we navigate this delicate dance of power play chess among the NFC North rivals. Imagine the tension in their war rooms as GMs sweat over whether to ship off their valuable assets, torn between chasing fleeting hope for immediate improvement or holding out for the long-range vision that they won't want to admit might be fading. Are the Bears in a position to capitalize on the Bills' desperate situation? What if they swoop in and grab a player that disrupts the balance of power in our division? Just think, while we could be making strategic moves, our rivals could be scrambling to hold on to what little they have left. The stakes are rising as several players bubble to the surface in the rumor mill surrounding us. Mike White's name is buzzing louder than ever. He's on the wrong end of a barrel after his disastrous performance against us. Can you feel that weight? Imagine a quarterback with that kind of experience stepping into a backup role here in Chicago. Wouldn't it send shivers through our rivals if the Bears, the very team that exposed White's shortcomings, ended up being the ones to take him on? The thought of turning a failed opponent into a valuable asset for our future makes the heart race. But speculation doesn't stop there. Curtis Samuel, that electric wide receiver, has all the makings of a player poised to make an immediate impact. If he slips through the cracks, how would he shift the dynamics of our offense? Picture him lining up in the slot, defenders guessing as Justin Fields looks for the open man. The versatility he brings could be the key that unlocks our full potential. As we reflect on how players can shape legacies, let's not forget Frank Gore Jr. The lineage says it all. Only his last name is enough to evoke memories of punishing runs and grit that typifies the Bears' spirit. Could he be our secret weapon, a fresh face that gives life to our ground game? It's an utterly enticing possibility worth exploring, especially if the Bills falter and literally hand us the opportunity. History tells us that these moments, matter. They can echo in the annals of our legacy. The Bears have always been known for resilience, grit, and the ability to rise from the ashes. Just think back to '85, when we had only a glimmer of hope that soon turned into a roar from Soldier Field, or '06 when we stood on the brink before that fateful Super Bowl appearance. But oh, how far we've come to taste heartbreak in 2010 and 2018, right? The pungent smell of tailgate smoke, the icy lakefront wind whipping through our jerseys, the crunch of cleats on turf, these are the moments that ignite our passion and bind us as fans. They are the memories layered with pain and splendor, reminding us that nothing is guaranteed in this fierce league. So, as we sit in anxious anticipation, weighing potential trades, I urge you, what kind of Bears team do you believe can emerge from this turmoil? If Ryan Poles is indeed lurking, waiting to strike when the iron is hot, what defines success for us this season? The deadline is looming closer, and with each day comes the reality that decisions made now could set a course for a decade. Would you pull the trigger on a trade that could reshape our future, becoming the catalyst we need in the pursuit of that precious Lombardi trophy? Everything hangs in the balance. And as we approach that critical moment, let our loyalty as fans surge through like the cries of a wind-ravaged Chicago crowd, unified in hope and heartache, ready to embrace the mayhem that football so passionately delivers.